coming up on the Golden Key.
Running out in the street. Hey, stop!
You know, living in your car has its dangers.
Oh, you're white with
Leprosy!
How dare you bring this filthy, dirty, sick man into our home?
Okay, thanks. See you inside.
Man, do you think Mom and Dad could just find a parking place without dropping us off and having to drive around and look for one?
This is a busy part of town, Claire. They'll find a place and be in a few minutes.
So the shelter is right over... Hey, you guys see that little girl?
Getting ready to cross the street? Oh yeah, she's cute. Aw, she's so little.
That's my point, Claire. There's nobody with her at all.
And she's running out in the street. Hey, stop!
Oh my gosh, there's a car headed straight for her.
Peter, be careful!
Ah, my elbows.
Oh man, Peter, are you okay?
And that little girl, she fell. Are you okay, sweetie? I want my mommy.
It's all right, sweetie. Peter is trying to help you. You almost got hit by that car.
Hit? I want my mommy.
Hey, it's okay. You're safe now. Where is your mommy?
Home. She let you go outside all by yourself? Mommy's sleeping.
Well, is she close by?
Uh-huh.
Can you take us to her?
It's okay, sweetie. Take my hand. There you go. And that's Peter who saved you from that car. And this is Veronica.
What's your name?
Annabelle. That's a pretty name. And I'm Claire.
Are we getting close? To your house, Annabelle? Claire, Veronica, I don't think we should wander too far from the shelter. Mom and Dad are expecting us to be there.
Annabelle, are we close to your mommy now?
Right here. Where, honey? That's an empty old store.
No, Claire, look, I think she means the car.
Your mommy's in the car, Annabelle? Did she fall asleep driving or something?
Mommy's sleeping.
No, Peter, look. There's somebody in there. A woman.
Annabelle, sweetie, what are you? What happened? Who are you kids?
We were just down the street and we saw her. She was almost hit by a car. Peter saved me.
What? Are you? Oh my word!
It's okay, she's not hurt. She was crossing the street up there, and Peter jumped out and pushed her out of the way.
Oh my gosh! And your elbows are bleeding. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my little Annabelle, my sweet Annabelle. I'm so sorry. What would I do without you?
What happened? She said you were sleeping. Did you fall asleep driving?
Yes. Well, oh, what's the use? No, this is where we live right now.
You live in that old store?
No, Claire, she means the car.
What? How can you live in a car?
Claire, just be quiet, okay?
No, it's okay. Well, most people don't live in their cars.
Peter, Veronica, Claire, are you okay?
Sister Elizabeth, we were just on our way to see you.
Yes, I know. And I was looking out the window and saw what happened. I got here as soon as I could. Is the little girl okay? Are you okay, Peter?
Her name's Annabelle, and she's okay.
I'm okay too. Just a little skinned elbow or two.
That's good. And who's your friend here?
It's okay. We were just leaving.
You know, living in your car has its dangers. I think you've seen that just now, yes?
Living my... Why would I be...
Oh, any number of reasons, and most of them understandable. Look, I'm not judging you, I promise. We can help you. You deserve better than this.
No, I don't. You don't know me. If you did, you wouldn't say that.
Well, you're wrong there, but either way, doesn't Annabelle? Doesn't she deserve safety? Listen, I'm serious. This is what I do. What we do. We can help you work through things, get you back on track.
Look, I don't want a bunch of God talk, from a nun and all.
Technically, she's not a nun. She's religious.
Claire.
Right now, I'm most interested in some people talk, like making sure you and Annabelle have a safe place to be. And maybe you'd like a shower, a cup of hot coffee, a bite to eat. And I bet Annabelle likes bacon and eggs.
Well, bacon anyway. Good luck on those eggs.
Bacon? Can I have bacon, Mommy?
Man, a cup of coffee does sound good. And it's been too long since I've had a hot shower.
Look, we're right up the street there. The Franciscan Center.
Homeless shelter, huh? I don't know. I can make things work out from my car. At least it's mine and not, shared.
Not just a homeless shelter. We do quite a bit there. You and Annabelle can have a quiet, safe, and private space of your own. But if you don't want to stay, it's okay. It's a free country. But at least have that bacon and coffee, huh?
Oh, okay. Okay, you got me. My name's Susan.
Elizabeth, can we help you with anything? Well, Peter, Veronica, Claire, and parents, I think Susan and Annabelle may stay with us for a bit. Once she had a look around, Susan decided she might give us a try. So thanks to you kids for your help. Looks like you were in the right place at the right time, huh? I'm glad you wanted to come by and say hi, and to let you all take a look at what we do at the center.
So what do you do here, sister? Help homeless people and things like that, right?
Lots of other things too, right? Medical care. I mean, sort of like St. Teresa of Calcutta, huh?
Well, guys, I have to admit what I do isn't quite like watching a movie about St. Teresa of Calcutta. It's, well, boring, maybe. I mostly work in this office and make calls and file paperwork.
So it's a little bit different from the saint of your name, huh, sister? My middle name is Elizabeth, so I know about Saint Elizabeth.
It's interesting that you bring up that, Claire. It's probably a good illustration of some of the differences between the time of Elizabeth in Europe in the 13th century and today, especially what charity and obeying Jesus' calling to care for the least of these among us as we would care for him.
Like, what differences?
Well, for one thing, due largely to the influence of Christianity in the Western world, modern industrialized countries like the U.S. and many places in Europe have pretty sophisticated structures put in place so that hopefully no one actually goes hungry or is cold or without shelter. Now, that doesn't mean no one goes hungry or cold. It just means that in most places in our country, there are many, many means of ensuring people have access to those basic necessities, along with other important goods like education and access to reading materials through public libraries. Things like that.
But the Franciscan Center does feed people, right? Like Annabelle and her mom?
Sure, Veronica. But the Franciscan Center is just one of the options people have. Many government programs today exist to give people access to food, shelter, and medical care. However, there are rules about how those work. And also, many people's situations are more complicated than that. I'm sure these sorts of things happen in St. Elizabeth's day, when she was feeding masses of hungry people, but it's a bit different. What I mean is, we're a pretty wealthy country. Most people can get food and shelter by having some type of job, but those jobs may not be enough for a whole family to be fed and afford rent. And then there's health care, which is very expensive and can be hard to get in our country. So the Franciscan Center provides some basic health care for people and also tries to arrange so other services help them to get what we can't.
So that's why you're on the phone a lot, right?
Right, Claire. Making calls to arrange for particular types of care for individuals or families where we can't provide.
But what about homeless people?
Well, Veronica, sadly many people in homeless situations aren't where they are just because they don't have enough money. They often are women, maybe single mothers, who have been in situations where their husbands or boyfriends were hurting them and they had to run away.
I wonder if that's what's happening with poor Annabelle's mother.
I don't know, Claire. And then some homeless men or women have struggled with addiction to drugs or alcohol, or many of them are people with some kind of mental illness. So homelessness is usually more complicated today in our country than just not having enough money.
So then how does the center help?
Well, we can't necessarily actually fix their problems, Peter. But we do try to help. We might try to get them into treatment for their illness or addiction so they can become well enough to take care of their own needs. And in the meantime, we make sure they have a clean bed to sleep in and enough to eat.
So, more phone calls for you, sister? Trying to help make those things happen for them?
Well, yes, Veronica, and other sisters, volunteers, and staff.
And you said other people are trying to help too. Government agencies?
Yes, Claire. And we work with these organizations. But you know, one of my favorite stories about St. Teresa of Calcutta, when someone suggested she use her energy to try to set up a government-run program in India to care for the poor, do you know what she said? She said the problem with that, from where she stood, was that the government can't love them.
That's a good point.
It's a very good point, Veronica. In fact, ultimately, it's the point. Love. That kind of love rooted in Christ and Christian prayer and service to God through Christ is something only those who love Christ can give others. As an example, do you know what all the sisters of St. Teresa of Calcutta's order do every morning? They spend 1 hour in meditative prayer, in adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, or silent prayer of some sort. Isn't that interesting? She could have chosen to use that time for an extra hour of saving lives, but she was very, very insistent on that point, that if the Sisters of Charity aren't serving Christ when they serve the poor, they will never be able to do the work properly.
You're not saying all charity requires prayer, are you? Or even a belief in Jesus?
Oh, no, not at all, Claire. No. But I'm saying the deeper transformation of people, which can only come through God's love in action, is only possible through, well, God's love. And of course, we believe that love is most fully revealed in Jesus Christ, which reminds me of some of my favorite aspects of the story of St. Elizabeth of Hungary herself. So gather around, everyone, and let's start our story on one bleak winter's day when a young woman named Elizabeth was starting forth on foot in the land of Hungary, carrying in her cloak some food for a poor family who lived a long way off. As she walked, her mind drifted off to her childhood. She didn't remember actually being born, of course, but that was in the year of 1207. She was the daughter of the King and Queen of Hungary. Even as a little child, her personality was so generous, so glad, and so winsome that the people believed her blessed of heaven. Her parents and all who knew her rejoiced in her sweet spirit and her marvelous beauty. In those days, there were traveling poets or musicians who went from court to court singing tales of adventure or war. Often they told simply of the customs in another country. The brave deeds of a king or gentleness of a queen might become known over the whole of Europe. Now, when Elizabeth was still a child, a musician who had visited the court of the King of Hungary carried the fame of her beauty and sweetness to Herman, the ruler of another kingdom.
Is this another one of those betrothals we hear about in old-time stories?
Yes, but even stranger than you may have heard, I bet. You see, the King of Hungary gave his consent, and when the little Elizabeth was just 4 years old, she was taken to the castle of Prince Ludwig.
Say what? She just got taken away from her parents?
At age 4, seriously, that's just mean.
Well, it certainly seems to us, doesn't it, Veronica? Actually, such things were more commonly done among royal families back then. It was important sometimes to bring together the right bloodlines for political reasons. Sometimes good ones, even, and sometimes not so good.
That just seems terrible.
Well, one good thing of the story, though, Claire, is that unlike many arranged marriages you hear about, by all accounts, Ludwig was a good prince and a good husband who loved Elizabeth and was always kind and gentle to her after their marriage, and she was 14 years old.
14. Man.
But Elizabeth was not content to care for her own household only. The poor and the sick of the whole neighborhood knew her through the many visits she made to them. In fact, she was on just one such visit on that snowy road when she was startled from her reminiscing and returned to the present by the sound of horses approaching.
Whoa, whoa! Ah, pleasant surprise. To wander at this lone traveller in such snow, only to find my own dear wife afoot. Sweet Elizabeth, what errand compels you so far from home, and what carry you in your cloak so full?
Good day, my king. I hope your hunt went well.
It was fine, my dear. But again, pray tell me, what carry you hidden? Elizabeth, why do you refuse to answer? Do you seek to make sport of me?
Ah, Ludwig, she doesn't have to. We all know the king's own wife is going out a-calling to socialize with the poor and foul-smelling of the land.
Is this true, Elizabeth? My wife, I understand you're caring for the less fortunate. I even respect and applaud it. But you embarrass me, in front of my friends, to always wander about, carrying bread to waifs and beggars? Can you not order others to do these tasks?
Oh, Ludwig, we expect a real banquet upon return to the castle, if even the street urchins get their fill from your pantry, eh, boys?
That's right. Enough of this, Elizabeth. Open your cloak. We both know what I shall find there, and that I will once again play the fool for my wife's lack of judgment. Open it.
Man, I thought he was supposed to be all kind and nice.
Well, I think he usually was, Veronica. I think he had let himself be embarrassed by his friends, even over something he knew was a good thing on her part. Sometimes that happens to the best of us, I'm afraid. Something we should all guard against, don't you think?
Yeah.
So did she open the cloak?
She did. And of course she had been carrying bread. But what fell from the cloak wasn't bread, but...
Roses! But Elizabeth, from where came these? That is, it is the dead of winter, and yet, roses! Friends, we have been fools and mockers of God. Today we have seen a miracle. Dear Elizabeth, forgive me. Forgive all of us. Please continue your good and holy work, my dear, and please pray for each of us.
By the way, it's no coincidence that the flowers were roses. Roses became a symbol of Mary as the Queen of Heaven and Earth in the Middle Ages.
So, was St. Elizabeth always sort of holy? Or where did that come from?
Well, when she was a teenager, she learned about St. Francis of Assisi and his teachings.
Wait, what about the story of the leper in her bed? I like that one a lot.
Oh, I love that one too, Veronica. And I think it beautifully illustrates my original point. So one day Elizabeth was walking through the streets back to the castle when she heard...
Oh, my friend, what ails you?
Leave me, good woman. Stay back, lest you partake of my suffering.
But pray, sir, what is it? You're white with...
Leprosy! I say again, stay back from me.
But how can I, dear friend? I think of the Holy Saint Francis, who even in his great fear embraced the leper, and especially I think of Christ himself suffering in the faces of those who suffer. And your suffering seems so great, my friend.
It is, good lady, but none can help me now.
Oh, bosh. Come. Rest yourself on my shoulder. That's it. Come. Together now. Step. And step.
The pain. But lady, where do you take me? Is it far?
Only as far as the nearest cart. You driving the cart. Stop.
Ma'am?
Driver, this man needs help. Please, may you drive us to the castle?
To the merciful God. A skin? No, ma'am, not I.
Driver, would you refuse your queen?
Forgive me, Majesty, I did not.
I understand, driver. Sometimes we fail to see what lies in unexpected places. Or Geises?
Yes, Majesty. Is he not unclean?
He is, driver. Fear not. I will keep him distant, and you will be well compensated.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Elizabeth, you're finally back from your... Merciful heavens, what are you doing?
Gentlemen, each of you take a side of sheet, and we shall carry him up the stairs. Here, let me help hold part of it.
What in the name of... Elizabeth? Elizabeth, what are you thinking? Young woman, desist immediately. How dare you bring this filthy, dirty, sick man into our home, our royal palace? The palace, Elizabeth, do you not understand that?
I do indeed, my mother-in-law. I know not where else to place this poor man, who is in need of help. His very life may depend upon it. Forgive me, but I must help him. How can we not?
Easily, child, simply carrying him out. Stop, I say. Oh, just wait until my Ludwig returns and sees you carrying this leper to where are you placing him, pray?
Gentlemen, turn to the left. Yes, that room. Right in the bed there.
There? There, in the name of all that is holy, foolish girl, what madness compels you to place this filthy beggar in the very bed of yours and your husband's?
Why, Cream Mother, what compels me is the name of all that is holy.
You foolish imbecile of a girl. Ludwig will soon be home. This disgusting madness will be halted then.
Dear Cream Mother, please, let this good man rest. This matter is between us. Let us give him a few minutes' respite, at least.
Madness, that's what it is. You're ill with madness. Wait. Ha! He returns. Now we'll see. Ludwig? Oh, my Ludwig, hurry.
Mother, what is it? Are you ill?
I am not, my son, but you soon will be... Psh, all of us will at this rate. Come, just come and see what your daft, soft-headed fool of a wife has done.
Mother, I know you question Elizabeth's charitable activities, but she is my wife and the Queen. I beg your respect for her.
Respect? Come and see, son, come and see. She has made a mockery of respect for you in this very house. She has placed a man in your bed.
What? A man? What is the meaning of this, Elizabeth?
Forgive me, husband. I knew not how else to help him.
Help who, Elizabeth? What man needs to occupy our own bed?
One who suffers, my husband. Please understand.
Elizabeth, I do understand your great and generous heart and the truly noble work you do, my love. But this?
Just wait, son. Wait till you see. Not just any man, not just any sick man, but one stricken with leprosy. Leprosy, son.
Elizabeth, surely not. If this be true, my wife, you have gone too far. And there is a form, neath our own covers. Oh, Elizabeth, how? Let me see this wretch you have brought to our own bed. Oh, dear heaven.
Did I not warn you, son? Even you must see now how...
Mother! No, mother, look you. Behold who rests upon our bed. And bathed in light where no sun is cast and no torch burns.
My lord. My very lord himself.
What manner of...
Queen Mother, please, fall to your knees. Do you not see the true form before you?
But how? But Lord have mercy.
Look, he is gone. Our Lord himself, so clear and smiling so lovingly at you, my dear holy wife. And now he is gone. Let it not be a sign. Ah, Elizabeth, forgive me, and may God forgive us both. Mother, in the blindness to that which sweet Elizabeth saw, and sees each day, the face of Christ himself, in that of each suffering soul. Can you but forgive me, my wife?
But of course, dear Ludwig, I shall pray for mercy for all of us, for I am no more worthy than either of you, sinner that I am.
Elizabeth, I was wrong, and I beg your forgiveness, child. Today I witnessed a miracle brought through your love, and I am afraid of the day of judgment, afraid of our Lord.
But, Queen Mother, you must know his mercy is great, his love boundless.
I saw his beautiful face, child, and his eyes fixed upon you. Not I, not Ludwig, you. To be outside his loving gaze, I can imagine no greater horror. Not leprosy, not poverty. To be outside that gaze is to be lost, forsaken.
Dear Queen Mother, none are outside his gaze. His eye is on the sparrow, and you are much greater than that. Seek to see that face once again, Queen Mother, and you will see it again.
But Elizabeth, pray for us.
So there you have it, guys. And later, Ludwig in the year 1226 had to make a long journey. And Elizabeth not only took care of the affairs at home, but was dedicated in distributing money to those in need. She even gave away state robes and ornaments to poor folks. She built a 28-bed hospital and visited the patients there daily to attend to them.
Wow, so what happened to her ultimately?
Well, her life changed forever in 1227, when her dear husband Ludwig died of a fever he caught while traveling. We're told that when she heard of it, she said, "He is dead. It is to me as the whole world died today."
Sheesh, that's horrible.
Well, she eventually took vows as a nun. She had a pretty hard time in many ways, including having to fight not to be forced to remarry. She had 3 children during her marriage, and later became the abbess of a monastery. She died just 4 years after Ludwig, at just 24 years old.
Man, that's kind of sad.
Depending upon how you look at it, Peter, yes. Of course, a number of miracles took place after her death. Healing miracles at her grave and elsewhere. Pope Gregory IX declared her a saint 4 years after she died, and her body was laid in a beautiful golden shrine, which can still be seen today. I love those stories of her, though, and I got to thinking, why don't we see those kinds of miracles anymore? And I got to thinking about what made St. Elizabeth's charity different from the many good and necessary social programs our own government facilitates, which, by the way, do provide needed services. But what was so transformative, so different about Elizabeth?
Her love.
And her love of God.
I think so, especially when you think, in a sense, she and her husband, their whole house, they were the government in that region. Yet she was not content to simply let others send money or goods. She brought them with her own hands. For Elizabeth, love was a gift to give to each person in need, and to kind of bring it back to where we started today, that significant thing St. Teresa of Calcutta asked all the Sisters of Charity to do. Pray. Silent, deep, immersive prayer before Christ. That transforms us. That enables us to truly see Christ around us, to experience His love and presence. That's something a program, no matter how good or how well intended it is, can't gift the world with. That's something all of us can do. We will transform ourselves and those around us.
Whether or not someone we care for turns into Jesus and disappears, right, sister?
Right, Veronica. I don't go spending my time here looking for that kind of miracle, though maybe I should. God can certainly still do that sort of thing. The truth is, I see miracles most people might not categorize as miracles all the time. The miracle of people's hearts and lives transformed by the love of God lives through our sisters here, or through just anyone who takes the time to love others. Well, how about I take you all on a little tour and we all go get something to eat, shall we?
Sure.
Sounds good. Hey, maybe we could play with Annabelle for a few minutes. Or read her some books.
I wouldn't be too surprised, Claire.